Wow, as easy as that. Dash pad, crash pad, coming out. Held in my little bolts, tucked up behind here. It's a bit of a hand cramp job to get in behind with a 10mm. So far so good. I've had two out from over there. Guessing there's another one about here, and there's one there. On the older dashboards pre-facelift, there's also some clips which are pretty horrendous to get out with long nose pliers apparently, and this still feels pretty solid on, so I'll get the bolts out and then see what else is holding it in. That's loose. That's still tight. There's another one there. Little sod. That could have ended in tears, but I think it's going to be okay. Here we go. The last bolt. Wow, as easy as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts possibly, and none of those one-way clips like on the old dashboard design. Happy with that. That took. I've been building up to this for weeks, watching videos and kind of building myself up, and turns out it's a 20-minute job. So all I'm doing is I'm going over it gently, and then for the more stubborn stains, we're going to try the magic sponge, and then I've been told that cellulose thinners then can get off the very stubborn stuff like this. I've had a practice in this area where we had more of these kind of oily marks, and they went straight away. But yeah, the cellulose, I don't want to damage anything. Apparently it's fine to use on vinyl, not on plastic. So yeah, there we are. The problem is, as with most old cars, with the crash pad, is the top has been sunburnt. Vinyl that has been sunburned. There you go. So I think, unfortunately, I mean, I'm cleaning this up, but most likely it's going to have to be resprayed really if I want it to have the beige look all the way around. So yeah, just cleaning it up, and then we'll see. But I don't think there's a way to get this back. I think that's permanent damage. So it's going to have to be vinyl painted. A paint that's a paint that can be used with vinyl. They do exist. What do you reckon that is, guys? Is it part of the dash pad that was hidden by a wiper blade on the windscreen at that angle for many years, with the sun coming in? But then if the sun was coming in, I guess it would have moved around it. Or was something placed on it, because there's some cracks in that. That's damaged. That's the only damage I can see. Wow. Crash pad update, second coat just on after waiting, well, actually a week due to other things. It's looking fine, apart from I had a drip on the first coat here, so I had to finally sand it back again. So that's obviously looking like coat 1 still. I'm not going to rush it because it'll drip again. So basically a mist coat over that. The rest of it is coming on. Looks fine already. But yeah, we're going to have to keep going in that area. And that's where that was where the old bad mark was anyway, so you can just about still see it there. So probably another 3 or 4 coats, I'd imagine, to kind of get rid of all that. But the rest of it's looking, not great light in here, but looking mighty fine, brand new. Merry Christmas, folks. Nadolig Llawen. Update on the crash pad. I used a standard paint emulsion on the advice of the local paint shop that reckoned it would be fine with a vinyl thing like this. So I did it. There's 3 coats on there. And what happened was, I think between the second and third coat, I kind of just gave it the 3 hours and I let it dry in a cold environment. And what happened was, let's go back to the first coat. The first coat was fine, no problems. I let it dry in here. But the second coat was out in the shed in the cold. It's been cold, it's winter. What happened was, I think on the previous videos I showed you, I had some weird circles and dark patches all the way along, and on the flip side as well, on the top where the dash, or it's on the previous videos, but on the way where you'll see where the crash pad's most visible, there were some more, and they were okay. First glimpse, maybe you didn't see them, but if you look up close, they were there. Anyway, I put this back in the shed for a week, forgot about it. I thought I'll get onto it when I do. I'll scour it down and I'll source some real good vinyl paint, get it matched, and then we can do the rear parcel shelf with it as well. So I went to get it tonight, and those circles and those weird patterns have disappeared. They've completely gone. So I'm guessing they've evaporated, or whatever the reaction was. It's kind of calmed down a bit, but I can't see them. So I'm actually happy with this finish. It's lovely. So it's going to need a clear lacquer. I've phoned up the Frost Automotive. They say it's unknown as to whether this stuff will react with an vinyl emulsion or not. So I've tested some on a spare piece of vinyl, and it's fine. So unfortunately, I haven't been wearing these gloves handling this the couple of times I've carried it in. I've been trying to carry it underneath, but I have had my hands on it. So, for example, we have some marks, some dark marks here and there. So I'm just going to give it, before we lacquer it, I'm going to give it a wipe down with some soap and water on a sponge. Let it dry, probably overnight. Just the bits that are dirty. It's hardly anything, but I just want it to be perfect before we lacquer it, and hopefully it won't react. The test piece didn't, and then I think we'll be good, because at the moment this emulsion is emulsion. I mean, you scratch it and it scratches. It's no good. But with a couple of coats of lacquer on, I'm hoping it'll do the job. Maybe I'm being crazy. Maybe it'll all end in tears, but it's worth a try. Second fuel tank strap just finished. Still wriggling. Fresh. Crash pad with a lacquer coat, which has been successful-ish. It's a bit shiny, but the texture is very similar to the original vinyl texture. It's got a bit of orange peeling on it due to the setting on the spray gun. Yeah, I used a 2mm nozzle first, and it's the viscosity of the lacquer was a lot thinner than I expected, so it kind of rained out after testing, but I didn't catch it in time, so we put a 1.3 on after that, and it was a lot better. But there we go. I think I'll cope with that. It protects the paint underneath, stops anybody scratching it. We'll see, but fairly happy with that. Next job.